Welcome to the Parsha Perspective. Each week, we will delve deep in a weekly Torah portion to find a practical and insightful way to enhance your daily life. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Shalom Yamini. Each week, we will look into the weekly Torah portion to find inspiration that will complement your daily life and intensify your connection to God. This month's Parsha Perspective is being sponsored by Anonymous in honor of the success, health, and happiness of the Jewish people. If you or someone you know would like to sponsor a month of the Parsha Perspective, please email us at theparshaperspective@gmail.com or contact us at our Facebook page, The Parsha Perspective. This week's Torah portion is Parshas Vayakhel. After Moshe Rabbeinu brings down the second set of luchos, he gathers the entire Jewish nation and asks them to donate the different materials needed for the building of the Mishkan. However, he first reminds them of the holiness of the Shabbos, that for 6 days of the week they should work. However, on the seventh day they must rest, because Hashem rested on the seventh day of creation. Rashi explains that the reason why Moshe reminded them of the mitzvah of Shabbos is to make sure that they know that the building of the Mishkan does not supersede the holiness of Shabbos. However, a question comes to mind. The first verse of this week's Torah portion is, Vayakhel Moshe es kol adas b'nei Yisrael vayomer aleihem, Eile hadvarim asher tziva Hashem lases oisem. And Moshe gathered the entire Jewish community to assemble, and he said to them, these are the things that God has commanded for us to make. If Moshe was going to remind the Jewish people of the holiness of the Shabbos, then why did the pasuk end with las oisem, to make them? It would seem to imply that he will be discussing the construction of the Mishkan, although he isn't. Furthermore, the Torah has 3 words it uses to describe a community: kahal, tzibur, and eda. So why did the Torah use 2 different expressions for the word community, kahal and eda, in the same pasuk? Vayakhel Moshe es kol adas b'nei Yisrael, and Moshe gathered the entire Jewish nation. The 3 expressions that is used to describe a community each represent 3 drastically different types of congregation. The congregation of eda, which comes from the word aid, which means witness, represents a community that has a strong sense of collective identity. They witness the same experience, and therefore they are focused on the same mission. The congregation of tzibur, which means gathering, represents a community whose members have nothing in common but unite for a specific purpose, like when 10 men get together to complete a minyan. They may not know each other, they may never meet again, but for this moment they are united. But the congregation of Kahal is different from the other 2. It represents a community whose members are completely unique from one another, and in that sense, they are like the congregation of Tzibur. However, they are synchronized for a collective purpose, and in this sense, they are like the congregation of Eda. The Torah uses the 2 different expressions for the community in the same pasuk because Moshe is telling the Jewish people that they must become a Kahal, a nation that celebrates each other's differences, but unite for a deeper purpose and mission. Because by the sin of the golden calf, the Jewish people were like an Eda. They were wholly aligned in their identity and mission. And that is what made it possible for them to gather such a vast amount of gold in such a short period of time. And now God commands the Jewish nation to make themselves, lases oisem, into a people who are united in purpose and mission, but have unique ways of getting there. He starts off by showing them 2 essential mitzvahs that have the same unifying factor, Shabbos and the Mishkan. The Jewish people are reminded of the Shabbos to let them know that no matter how special or ordinary they are, no matter how dedicated or indifferent they are, they still must observe the Shabbos all the same. They are also commanded to build the Mishkan, to use their exceptional talents to construct it. Whether they are a goldsmith, a blacksmith, a weaver, or a tanner, it is only if they display their uniqueness can they create the ultimate unifier of Hashem and this world, the Mishkan. This unity is made possible through Moshe, a leader who sees the underlying potential and hidden talents of every single person. He understands the uniqueness of each person and how they fit into the puzzle that we call life. In our daily life, it is imperative that we recognize that every person is unique and special, whether we look alike or not. Each of us are here for a specific purpose and mission. When we align ourselves despite our differences, we become stronger and more successful because each unique perspective allows us to tackle deeper and more challenging issues. There's a great quote that I once heard. Individually, we are one drop. Together, we are an ocean. Have a great weekend and an amazing Shabbos. Thank you for tuning in to the Parsha Perspective. Check out our website, theparshaperspective.com. Send thoughts and comments to theparshaperspective@gmail.com. Till next time, thanks for listening.